Today, I thought it would be cool to take a look at some downed plane crashes that you can find on Google Earth. First off, we'll be headed into eastern Mexico, just north of the Guatemalan border. And as we come in here, you can see the runway that they've made, as well as a tiny little plane crash way up top. And as we start to head into the plane crash, you'll get a better view of the plane itself. And what I think is pretty cool is you can actually see the trail that it made as it was crash landing. Due to the small size of this plane, I'm not sure if this would be a plane that would carry some sort of humanitarian aid to the nearby rural communities or drugs. And then we'll start to zoom out here so you can get a better idea of this plane's location to the nearby rural communities. Next up is a Russian island known as Alexandraland. It's an uninhabited island currently occupied only by Russian researchers. The island has a pretty crazy history, and during World War II, the Nazis set up an Arctic research station and searched the island for historic Viking relics with a group known as the Schatzgrabbers, or treasure hunters. It's kind of like the Nazis from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The plane that crashed here is an Antonov AN-72 cargo plane, and it crashed while landing on December 23, 1996, and it now sits rusting outside of that Russian research station. Next up is going to be my favorite one, heading into Atka Island in the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. Coming in, you aren't really able to see anything. However, there is a little street view bubble in the middle of Bechevin Bay that once we throw it up, we can get a really good view of a crashed B-24D Liberator that deliberately crash landed in 1942 due to poor weather conditions. I think this one is super dope because you can see that the plane split in half on impact, and luckily the only injury sustained was a broken collarbone by one of the flight crew. Since the street view bubble is in the middle of the ocean, we know that that's not the exact location of the crash landing. If we use Google Earth's historical slider and go back just a little bit, we can see that the clouds have moved and that the crash landing site is actually right over here. This last one is one that many people might already be aware of, but in 2021, at Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri, a B-52 bomber had crash landed right next to the runway. It's since been cleaned up, so you'll have to use the historical slider if you want to view it. But you basically just go to this area right over here, go back a little bit, and it'll be there. I remember this being pretty big news back when it happened. The everyday person's really not supposed to be able to see a B-52 bomber, especially one that had crashed. And this is cool because you can see all the emergency service vehicles aiding in the cleanup effort. If you liked the video, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I love you.